Hello, hello, hello. How yous doing? It's the D Does Posh show with our Cerys Nelmes. So I thought I would dress a wee bit posher tonight. Know how our Cerys has always got a lovely wee bright and cheery stuff about her. You know, our Cerys working very hard, but we're going to plug this now, right? Because entertainment's no going to be on live on stage for a while. So if you want us on stage, I'm being honest, you just need to donate £1. 50 pence, £1. Me and Cerys need some cheered up. I need obviously more stuff from Anne Summers, and Cerys doesn't really like that thing, so we're going to find out what her thing is to cheer her up, because we can't do it with the old D style, because I usually just say go and get a wee bit of How's Your Father, you know what I mean? But that's not going to work here. Anyway, without further ado, let's bring on the amazing, wonderful Cerys Nelmes.
A bit of How's Your Father?
How's your father?
I know I had the best of times, let alone the worst at times.
Well, I'll tell you one better than that. That'll make you feel better. So tonight, my wee boy wanted pizza. So if my dogs go mad, that is the actual delivery of the pizza. This is my son just getting his dinner. However, I've been trying to make his dinner from 5 o'clock. I bought one pizza from Tesco's, burnt it, went back down and bought another 2 pizzas because I thought he likes that one and that will do him another day. And I burnt the second pizza.
No.
Then I put the third pizza in, started emailing some of the guys back about stuff, and I burnt the third pizza. There's now a pizza on its way from the takeaway, basically costing me triple the price if I just ordered that in the first place.
Yeah. So just left it in too long, right?
Basically, the dog went out to try and eat it, Cerys, and the dog couldn't get his teeth through it.
Oh yeah, I was going to say I'd probably still give it a go, but if the dog isn't even going to touch it, then I don't blame him.
Exactly.
We haven't got any takeaway. Our chippy opened last week, so happy first chippy tea from the fish and chip shop, and the local Chinese takeaway opens tomorrow, so I might have a Chinese buffet for tea tomorrow. But apart from that, we've got fuck all else, and definitely no delivery.
That's the thing. My town, that's what we're blessed with. We're blessed with about 10 takeaways and no shops. So most of them stayed open. Some folk like, terrible, they're staying open, terrible, they're staying open. Then another night they're like, I just ordered myself a wee Chinese. And you're like, well, it's no terrible the night, is it? So that.
The queue from the fish and chip shop Friday night was from the top of the high street, pretty much halfway down the high street. Because we want fish and chips.
But can you imagine? I'm actually all right at cooking, and I'm not bad at baking as well. But my friend can't cook for shit, and I feel so sorry for our children so much so that I've just pretended to myself that our children are vulnerable, and I've been putting white casseroles at our door. And if the police stop me, I'm going to be honest. Look, those kids will die if she continues to feed them.
See, Cal's favourite food when he was younger was smiley faces and those turkey Twizzlers.
Yes.
Remember the ones that Jamie Oliver got rid of? And I'll never forgive him for getting rid of it.
Some spicy chicken and I and try and sort me out, man.
Oh, see, I've been doing these HelloFresh boxes. Yeah, they are. They're quite expensive, so I've only been using them because I've had the discount, and that runs out, I think, next week. But I'm fucking sick of cooking, mate.
Oh no! Honestly,
I just want something to cook for me.
Do you know what's freaking me out? I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, right? I'm walking my dogs a country walk, right? Then I'm back in and I'm like, I'm so excited because, I've been out long enough. The washing machine stopped and I'm hanging out my washing and I'm so accomplished. There I am, standing making scones at 7 a.m. in the morning with a wee coffee in hand. I'm like, I've turned into my gran.
Well, I mean, like I said, I've painted a fucking shed today, and that's been getting on my tits. And I'm like, it's only this time now. I was saying to my friends the other day, I realised how useless I am around the house. Like, I've always put it off because I'm like, I've got no time. The house isn't tidy because I've got no time. And obviously, now we've got time. I'm just really shit at looking after a house.
Well, my house was actually that bad that sometimes I used to have to tidy up to find my children and my dogs, right? It was always clean, but I knew someone that had a really dirty house, right? But they had a tidy house, right? bizarre as it is, their house was absolutely stinking, but there wasn't a thing out of place, right? And my house just was upside down. It just looked like somebody had ran through it, ransacked it, stole nothing, and walked out all the time. My mum used to come in and she'd be like, what is this? And I'm like, it's happiness, mother. It's happiness. Right? And so now having this, getting up at 6 o'clock and like getting panicky because, oh, will I get the sheets out today? Oh, I don't know. Is that a drying minute there? I'm not sure.
I said, the weird thing is, my son's dad used to lock me in the house until I tidied the house. So when we left him,
that's now down in the list as domestic abuse, darling. I'm sure of it.
Oh yeah. He was very violent and etc. So my excuse is, once I managed to leave him, is that all those years where he locked me in the porch and locked me in the house until I tidied and stopped me from going out. Now I'm like, I'll tidy when I want to tidy, because nobody is the boss of me.
I've got friends, right, who I love dearly, right, but hi Michelle Dallin, hi Christine. I've got friends, and I met the guy first. He's like my best friend, love him to bits, but I'm really friendly with his wife, right? But they've got an average size house. They've got quite a few dogs, and they've got like 5 kids, right? And he's constantly going, stay at this place, get this tidied. And I'm just thinking, what does she do? Where does she put it? You know? Yeah. There's 3 bedrooms, there's 5 kids, there's a few dogs, there's you 2, you're out all the time. She has a baby at 1 that sometimes gets no well. I mean, she gets no well, she doesn't move from my friend's hip, but my friend's meant to tidy her house on top of her head or something.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like tidying. I don't like gardening. I don't know what I'm good at. That's probably why I'm not a housewife, because nobody would put up with me. I'll be like, sorry, I'm shit, everything.
Shout out to John, please, from Aberdeen, and John and Paul on the bus. Like I tell you on my lives, I'm not Georgie Bowie. This isn't GBX. There's no shout outs. But hi, John and Paul on the bus, whatever bus you're on. Where are you going? So that's the link to feeders, right? Me and Cerys were actually just talking there right before it. And as much as we love all this buzz, and as much as we've been going, oh, we love doing this, but geez, a wee donation. I can't speak for Cerys, but I'm speaking for myself. I'm starting to get on the bread line. I'm starting to get a wee bit worried. 50 pence a pound. Don't starve your wains. I'm not asking you to take the dinner out their mouth, but could you at least take the Cocoa Pops out it for the morning? Something like that. That's what we're looking for. Just a wee 50 pence or something. That's the link. I need some buckfast. Cerys needs some gardening direction she can't get for free. All right.
I definitely. When if I ever wanted to get into a relationship again, I'm going to target gardeners, mechanics, electricians, or painter and decorators.
Do you know
that is any of them jobs? I'm not interested.
John, you don't need to be sorry, darling. I was only kidding. Hello, Dee. How's your hair sitting tonight? Hiya, Kes. It's a wig. It's a wig. I was waiting for somebody to say it. It's a wig. One of my fans custom made me when she was watching me bleach my roots up and nearly have it fallen out. And she says, please don't touch her hair again, Dee. I can give you a non-contact wig. She's not happy with it. I love it. She can't blend it in and all that and she get it totally blended in because obviously non-contact. But for me, for my lives, it's brilliant. Cerys is like, why is your hair
long? It's grown. What have you put on it? Well, I'm getting to the stage. Hey, yes, I'll tell you are in, sweet pea. Get in there.
And you can get entertainment as well because he's twins, a drag act.
Oh, fabulous. That's it.
So his twin could come, Gina G could come and do a drag act while Aldo does your garden.
There you go, every love in the hair. Woo, this is good. I'm getting to the stage now where my undercut's a little bit long. So I'm going to have to get Mum to try and do it, which is going to be a fucking disaster.
Are you going to film it? Huh? Are you going to film her doing it? You've got to film her doing it.
Yeah, she's going to be just ridiculous.
You can film your mum doing that and put a donations link on that. You're probably all right for the rest of the year.
Take it off. I'll be like, look like I've got bloody cancer for the next fucking 4 months. She's going to be useless, honestly. She isn't good. As much as I'm saying I'm useless, I fully am aware that that's come down from Mum, because she is absolutely fucking useless. Like, literally can't do anything.
No, I must admit, it was one of those days, the day everything just went just from bad to worse to like nearly taking on my bathroom door, like actually want to go ahead with my bathroom door, like pure Scottish style. What you looking at? And it's a door. It's a
Poor
door day.
bathroom door. What
I
made
thought
you
it was
go?
She said, I thought it was an old video because I used to have this. I loved my hair this length, but I did used to have it. And that's what I was growing it to achieve and put it back blonde. And obviously the lockdown came and I've got this grown out short thing happening. And this is actually identical to a hairstyle that I had not that long ago. It's quite weird.
Mine's real.
Hers is all real, but for once I've come on alive and I'm not sitting going, oh, there's an orange bit there, there's a yellow bit there, because Kerry's got this lovely wee, and I'm at that bit.
I was going to try and do it pink today, but I'll leave it for another day, because this is obviously lockdown. Let's dye our fucking hair while we're in lockdown before we need to get sensible and get a job. I don't know what I'm going to do. I used to work for IKEA, as we discussed, so I might see if they need me back there. Retail management I worked at, but it's just the thought of just going back to something that you left years ago. It almost feels like with your tail between your legs.
Well, I was speaking to another comedian friend that would remain nameless. They said I could mention this, right? They were very emotional today, and I found it very hard to bring. But what I want to point out as well is, because I'm spiritual, the moon's coming in the 8th. Right, so that does affect your mood. See, if when you're weary and tuning into folk are got to go, D, what have you been smoking, right? But actually it does. But what I said to her the day is, right, see the way I was brought up. Now I've worked every job, as everybody knows. I've been a lifeguard, to a swim teacher, to a legal secretary, to a banquet manager, to a clairvoyant in stage shows. I've done loads, massive stuff. But what I was always taught was, your talent is never wasted in a dead-end job. It's you that's wasted in a dead-end job. So if you see that job as an ends to a mean, it's not a dead-end job. It's an ends to the next time that you can get back that your stalled career on your job, because you know where you're going and you're in a five act. So you'll do what you do to survive. It's not a tail between your legs, because you're not finished. You're not a failure. It's the situation. Do you know what I mean? And even if you are, as I said to people that went to comedy and they said, oh, I was dead funny in a house party, but once I said, yeah, it's two totally different things. But you're not a failure. You've just realised that that's not your thing, and you'll find something else. So there's always a good thing. I just believe I spent years, because of the way I was brought up, the poor me. I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but what I mean is that my circumstances and I look at all the outside perspective. But I learned very quickly that, it doesn't matter what you're doing. See, if you run at anything with positivity, you'll come out bigger, because you'll have more time to sit down. And you know what it's like? You know yourself, you get loads of shows. I don't know about you, but loads of shows all at the one time. And you're so many doing fast kind of sketches, and you're thinking on your feet all the time. But this is a time for beautiful writing, because we've got time for circumstance. We've got time to reflect.
This is what I can't quite lock into at the moment. Like if I walk around the high street, like to go and get the essential shop or whatever, because I started off doing cooking, pajama cooking with Cerys, and me and Mum did loads of videos and stuff. People was like, "Where's the pajama cooking gone?" And I'm like, I started so well, and now I've sunk into I can't produce anything, any online content, and I just need to get back there really. And that's the issue at the moment. I'm like, I just need somebody to almost like, come on, shake me.
All you need to do is reflect on the mood and know that it's there, and be present in the mood and accept it, but never ever see anything in circumstances a failure or a tail between the leg, because at the end of the day, it's not because your craft is finished, or you've not evolved, or you're not going anywhere. It's just simply the time that we've all been caged in, and some of us will need to find other ways in order to utilise that. You've worked your craft. I know I've spoke about you. 2011, you went all there, and you've been up and you've done all your stuff, and you've 9 years and you've grafted. Now, I don't know what that's like for this thing, but what I do know is that you didn't do that all for nothing. So this is a stall. This is a moment. This is a moment of fuck every cunt. I'm going to have my greeting. Do you know what? I'm not doing my hanging pajamas because I'm too busy greeting into my pillow. Leave me alone, right? And you'll have that moment and you'll bounce back, because that's what we do.
The last thing I want to do is go back to sucking cock. So anything is better than that
Well, I'm kind of wait that bit, do you know what I mean? So what I'll do is I'll try and help you come up with some inspiration so that you never have to suck cock again, right? And you could maybe point me in the direction where I can suck cock because I'm sucking out Molly.
Oh, thanks, Jim. Jim says he'll give me a boot up the Harris. Thank you, Jim. Thank you for, I mean, this is all very, like, soul lifting and things like that.
I don't mean to be a bit cheeky, Jim, but I was doing well there, son, and there you been, and there with the big bit, the big man, caveman bit. That's not what she's looking for. That'll be my way to
put up your ass. I'm all right, Claire. Yeah, there's people out there in a worse situation than me. That's the thing as well. I think that's what makes it worse, because you're in this sort of big funk, and yeah, you're like, on the great scheme of things, I've got a roof over my head, I can afford to feed us, like I can afford to pay the bills at the time being, and there's people out there that are in fucking shit state, worse than what I'll ever be in.
I'm going to float all controversial here, right? Because all my fans know I used to be in drug rehab, right? And I remember somebody saying this and this and this and this has not happened to you. Well, do you know what? That's very fucking shite. But see, the day I want to have a wee bit of grief about my situation, because I might not be in their situation, but see, the day I'm not liking my situation. So you've got to recognise your feelings, allow them to happen, and then get back up. I've not known you long, but you're resilient, you're strong. You couldn't have worked the circuit and got to where you were, no being resilient and strong. That much I know. So
I think something happened this week. Oh, what have I just tuned into? Well, Victoria, welcome to the show. What the weird thing was this week, 2 nights ago, my son ran into the room about 2 a.m, woke me up, and he was crying. He's 22. And I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, oh, I've just, he just thought about losing me. I'm going to cry now. And he must have been watching something. And he said, it's just hit me that I don't know what I'd ever do without you. Right? And he's quite a quiet lad, but he's just fucking beautiful inside and out. And I don't know how I managed to bring up somebody, because obviously I've been on my own with him since he was 2, how I managed to bring up somebody so sort of rounded, so normal, when I'm just off my tits. And it broke my heart.
You did the same as me. I've got to say, Cerys, good evening, girls. It's Ross Smith, Edinburgh, from IKEA, Edinburgh. I just want to say thanks for your advice on my relationship with my girlfriend. We've sorted it out and hope to see the shows. And yes, on you go, Ross. See?
I was worried about that.
See, you've just got to give some space, give some love and a bit of understanding. It's a tough time. Ross, you've made me down. But what I was going to say about that is you've done the same as me. Now, it was just old school. I was brought up in a very hard family, right, where you fought or get battered, right? And it was very old school style parenting, and there was no compliments and there was criticism. And I was wild. There was loads of issues outside my family that created that wildness. And I made a firm promise to myself that the first things that I would teach my child was love and compassion, because if you've got both of them, you can do anything in life. And that's just what you've done. We're off the wall because we're responding to the life that we had created, but we created a different life for them. And that's how you've gave such a good. I'm well pissed off as my daughter is in domestic and can't get help. They're different. I'm not experiencing that. I'm not going to throw out here as if I know what I'm talking about, darling, right? But I've been in domestic abuse situations, and obviously Cerys has just dinged that there. And back in the day, there wasn't much support, but that you go online for her, there's codes that you can say, there's new codes generated every day. And I'm not sure of the website. I'll try and get it for you, Pauline Thompson. Yeah. Note that, Kane, if you can, and I'll look into it. But it's the same, you'll know, Cerys. I've been in the situation. My family tried to help me loads of times, and I didn't leave till I'd had enough. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, and this is a terrible time, because I was thinking, imagine being in this situation right now. And I know they've been speaking about it a lot at the telly, and that's good as well. But when you're in that vulnerable situation and you've been strong enough to keep family connections, if you've been able to maintain that, some people can't maintain that. But if you've not got that and you've no phone and there's no excuse to get to the shop and he's maybe going to all the shops for you, there is code things online. I don't know what the daily codes are, but if you go and look at websites like Women's Aid and Domestic Support and Scottish, there's loads of sites, right? Just go on and Google them, and I'm sure, I'm not 100%, but there's some code that they can say on the phone that sends help, all right? But it has to be said in a certain way.
You could also go into
changes all the time in order so that nobody can catch on to what it is.
You can also go into Boots, into their consultation room.
Yeah.
You know, they've got their little side, so you can go into Boots and go, oh, I need to go and pick up the medication or whatever. That's a way of getting out. Or, oh, got to talk to, oh, I'm having ever so bad period pains. I'm just going to talk to the pharmacist about my period pains in the little side room. And in the side room, you can, oh, there we go, Isabel. You can get help at Boots Chemist, They take you into the side room. So if that's your only way of getting away.
Yeah, and there's a thing as well. Remember, this time is dangerous, and obviously the peak and everybody's concentrated on COVID-19. But if you're in a vulnerable situation in any shape or form, right? I know this show's turned a wee bit serious, but it's obviously meant to be. I believe in energies and what we need to share for the night, right? And if you feel totally threatened, COVID-19 doesn't matter when your safety's at risk. You get help any way you can, whether it's out the window. I mean, if you have to be like an idiot and scream for help, if that's what needs to be, if you can get to run for help, if it's even momentarily leaving a child, because a lot of domestic people will threaten the child, but they won't do anything to the child. Obviously, every case is different. You can't take the risk. But if that's an option, there's options there as well. But make sure you keep in close contact with her, Pauline, and and you'll be one of the people that he'll try and push out, or she'll try and push out, because she never said what the relationship was, so that you know that you keep it up. 999, then 55 is the immediate danger and can't talk. So there you go. There's Margaret telling you, like, I've got loads of girls, because there's girls that are big top fans of mine. I've not got their book next to me, but they wrote a book, and it's an actual book. I'll get the name for you and put it up in the link. And it's an actual book, and it's I think it's 18 survivors, 8. But I read it a while ago, but they'd gifted that to me at a show, and it's worth. I'll actually see if any of you are listening that's wrote that book, and you have got any information that could help Pauline. Could you inbox it to my inbox, and I'll get it to her, just in case there's any extra. I know that you are all survivors of domestic abuse, and you might be having more information than I have. I hope that helps Pauline, and I hope she's safe. All right. So.
Oh. I know. We're all in a fucking shit situation. I don't think any of us are pretty much I don't think I've heard anybody going, oh, I'm really liking this. This lockdown's brilliant, and I don't have to worry about money.
There's plenty of people on Facebook going, oh, it's a pure day for hot tub. But what they're really saying is, if I don't put my weight in the hot tub with me, I might be likely to scream and run away and leave them here. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's getting to the point. I was talking to my neighbour today, right? And like 2 of her boys, right? She's got 4 kids, and they're all 2 at school age, 3 at school age, and 1 under school age. Don't know, but they're all pretty young. They're no 7 and downwards, right? And 2 of them are scrapping. One of them is like constantly ramming the tractor into the gate, right? The other one's holding onto her leg and saying to her, Mum, and she's like, I can't do this anymore. And I'm like, I've been standing here for 5 minutes and I can't do it a minute longer, and there's no more wins.
I said, right, I absolutely adore my niece, right? She's 5 years old, absolutely just beautiful, just so talkative. And she is just winding my sister up completely. And I'm like, no, it can't be that bad. And then I'm on FaceTime and I'm like, get her off FaceTime, get her away from the fucking FaceTime, because I can't listen to it. Because it's just questions, butting in. But mum. Get her off. I can't listen to this anymore.
I've got a niece that actually so switched on, right? It's one of my sisters that I don't speak to, but she obviously, we don't involve the kids. And it's dead funny, right? She said to me one night, she said, do you like my mum? I went, what? And she's like, do you like my mum? And I'm on a serum Auntie D. I don't butter things up. I was like, do you like your mum? And she went, no, Auntie D, do you like my mum? I went, do you like my mum, your mum? And this went on, and then she went, no, my mum thinks you're an asshole, and I want to know what you think. And I says, well, I'm in agreement with her, but we both love you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's all you need to know.
And then she get a lift up in the car with me, right? And she get a lift up in the car with me, and my mum says, well, she's staying to play with the kids. Denise will need to run her up the road because I'm not going back out. So my sister reluctantly agreed, because the Wayne wanted to stay, and she'd have went mental if she wasn't allowed to play with my kids. because she's so adamant. She's got such a character. It's hilarious, right? So she gets in my car and she went, "Isn't this just amazing?" I said, "Why is that, darling?" And she went, "Well, my mum doesn't like you and you really don't like her. And here I am in your car."
See, that's the best thing is because we don't think they pick up on anything and they pick up on everything. I love it. Yeah, but my sister's like as much as there's so much home stuff that they can do, and my niece is I get up at 6 with the dogs, right? It gets to about 10 or 11 and I'm fucking knackered again. I try and stay awake. Then I go for my afternoon nap, normally between 3 and 5, and then I go to bed at 10. I'm so tired. And then there's this little 5-year-old that's doing like PE with Joe, followed by CrossFit, followed by this kangaroo club, followed by something else. And she's just like wired all day. I miss that kind of energy. In fact, I don't even think I was that energetic when I was that age, but I miss, she doesn't even have a nap, not one nap, doesn't lie down, doesn't settle, nothing.
My wee boy's been refusing to do schoolwork, and I mean, like, so much so, like, actually man fits. My wee boy's actually turned into his dad, like, overnight. He's like kicking about in his white boxers, and he's like trying to not brush his teeth for 2 days, and you know what I mean. He's like, "I'm just playing my PlayStation. Oh, it's for dinner," and I'm like, right, that's it. As much as Joe Wix's voice annoys me, that's it. There's some structure in this house. I'm getting on this this proper school, homeschooling. And he went, "Do you know what, Mum?" He says, "I'm quite bored. I won't protest anymore."
Get in it. I like that. Did you do Joe Wix this morning?
No.
Because I wanted to know how many more men would have offered to do it this morning, because Rosie, his wife, was taking the task, because obviously Joe has just been operated on. And I think the viewing figures were a lot more than they normally are. Can you imagine all these dads across the UK going, "Do you know what? You have a lie-in today because you've been out with them kids doing that PE with Joe for the last 4 or 5 weeks. I'll do it today. I'll do it." Yeah, you little fucker. That's why you're doing it today.
I can see my mate. He'd actually said that. I told him last night because I'd heard that she was, and he's like, see, he's getting and he's going, "Do you know what? You're right. I do nothing in here. I need to pull my weight." And I'm telling you now, it's just like this. Get them to bed now. I'm going to get them up early. Joe Wix is on tomorrow. She's like, "One step ahead of you." Yeah, and because of my few choice words, she's one step ahead of you. I've already seen it. Joe Wix's missus is on in the morning, and no, you'll know we're doing it.
Can you imagine? What are you doing down here? You're not normally down here with the kids doing this. Yeah, I'm just gonna watch. I'll watch. I'll just have a cup of tea on the sofa and watch in the background. Yeah, nice one.
Move Dad out the way because he's like, "No, I just want to see exactly how she's doing that."
I want to get the technique. I want to get the technique right, just perfectly right.
To the side, not listen. Could you rewind that? See the way she did that?
Well, pause that bit a minute. I just want to. Yeah. I mean, like any normal person, I would have, if my husband was, I'd have rocked up and I'd have been in a baggy like t-shirt and tracksuit bottoms or something. But no, she was in a crop top and leggings, and then goes and then says, "Only give birth 4 months ago." Fuck off! Fuck off for your 4 months. I gave birth 22 years ago. I'm still carrying my baby fat.
I know. See, I remember my wee boy's 8, right? This is me just losing his baby fat because I've lost 5 stone with muscle food. And like muscle food, the guy that promotes me, Lockie, he phoned me today and he's like, "Right, Dee, I know there's lots of sad things happening, but for you to maintain this, you need to get back on your diet." Because he's obviously watching my Facebook page and I'm like, "Oh, scones, carrot cake," you know, Oh, muscle food. Oh, yes, that's right. I was doing that, wasn't I? You know, but it's all coming tomorrow, so I'm going to be back on planet and get more exercise. I think these people that I suggested were maniacs that were actually getting their kids up to get dressed to school, were using their week as Monday to Friday, still a working week. They were getting up and they were doing that. And I thought they were mental. But I wasn't any happier when I was wallpapering the room. And that's why I've now ordered the stuff for my bedroom. And that's what's kept my mind in a tip-top condition. Do you know what I mean? I'm thinking, right,
My mum's
judging people.
still trying to keep on top of her. She's been this is the thing. My mum's been a member of either Weight Watchers, Slimming World, Rosemary Conley for as long as I can remember. When I was a child, my mum's always been on a diet, and she does these meetings every week. So she has a meeting on a Monday on Zoom. So she does that, and they chat through it all. And obviously, she's drinks green. She's very good. Doesn't have butter on stuff. Doesn't have mayo. Doesn't use oil. Drinks green tea every day. So she's showing me this article. She's like, "Oh, let's see green tea," and she's drank green tea for years. She's like, "Green tea is supposed to help weight loss or aid weight loss." I said, "Yeah, no, I know, mum. That's why you drink it. That's great." I said, "You are the poster girl for that. Apart from the fact you drink the green tea and then eat 12 Easter eggs or 17 scones, that's the downfall. The green tea isn't going to help you lose weight if you're eating that as well."
I've done every diet you can think of, right? And see, when Muscle Food came along, obviously I've not hid that they sponsored me. I didn't do it like, oh yes, that looks like great, I'll do that for nothing, right?
Yeah.
But they did sponsor me. But however, I do come from the fitness industry. I have done I'm a gym instructor, YMCA level gym instructor. I'm a swim teacher and a lifeguard. And the thing that bugs me about the main bracket of the really, what I call it is the really obese people that have not really exercised and really had a term of being heavy, right? Go to these, like I call them, clappy, clappy, happy, right? And I did go to them and I loved the group. One of them in particular, this free food thing, which is basically just fast twitch carbs, right? Now, fast twitch carbs is what they call speed. You know, your speed veg. Fast twitch means that it breaks down quicker and it goes through your system quicker. And then you get slow twitch carbs, which is your potatoes and all the things that are not speed, right? And they say you can have as many of that, but calorifically speaking, everything has a calorie. Yeah. So what I found with those diets is, yeah, it's all good that you can eat all these things, and there's these other things that are called either checks or sins or whatever points, you've got to count them. What I find with the psychology with that is it still kind of fat shames you, and you'll always have to go back because it's such a structured, clever, scientific way of you losing weight. If you don't know your stuff, you'll always need it. Yeah. Whereas the likes of some diets, if you do portion control, calorie deficit, right? I've got loads of mates in the fitness industry, they all shout calorie deficit, but it's so true. I mean, there's as much calories in a scone as what there is in a chef salad in a restaurant, depending on if you don't look at it right. It's not teaching you portion control. So these diets are saying, oh, this is free. You can have as much of this as you like. But it does work for a lot of people that want it. But for me, I like a bit of chocolate. So I found that if I ate a bit of chocolate and then it was like over checkpoints or sins or whatever, I was shaming myself for about a day and a half. Whereas with the structure, even like Muscle Food and things like that, you've got that structure, you've got your crisps, you've got and they're not called sins, they're part of your daily diet. Yeah. And they're not called points, and they're not like, oh, well, don't avoid them, but use them wisely. You know, all that. Oh, there's Dorothy. Dorothy's not been for 2 weeks, and she stayed the same.
Well, yeah, well done.
Dorothy's been hanging out a Chinese for about 3 weeks and you're giving her a clap. Dorothy needs to start looking at the plan and still back to it.
And then puts on 3 pounds the following week because it all catches up. Yeah,
because it's all caught up.
I've never been skinny. I've never been slim. I'd like to know what it feels like, although I feel like I'd be as much as I'm an angry person now, I think I'd be even more angry if I was slim, because I would imagine I'm not eating the stuff I want. My pure thing is, and it's obviously, again, when we're talking about mental health and stuff, is the thing I need to get back on board with is my exercise. So whilst I was in Australia, I was going to the gym, I was walking fucking shitloads every day. Mm-hmm. So I kind of lost a little bit of weight while I was there. So when coming back, I'm like, just keep maintaining this. Have I fucked? So then that adds to it as well. And I said, to go out for that walk, I went out for one walk last week on my own. It took me an hour to talk myself into leaving the house.
I'm totally with you. The thing is as well, I'm going to send you, you're going to be my mission, Cerys. You're getting angel tarot reading and a gym instruction all in the one, all right? Cool. And then when lockdown comes, I'll redo your nails. Now you've come to Scotland. So food addiction is the hardest. That's what I'm going to say, right? I've got friends that have had gastric bans. I've got friends that have been in diets. And I also say, don't diss any diet that works for somebody. Somebody can take shakes, it's got the same nutritional value as a full meal because that's their thing. So don't ever diss what people do, but make sure, don't think just because if you go to Slimming World, if you go to Weight Watchers, that it doesn't work for you, that it's crap, because it works for plenty of other people. It's just not your thing. You have to match something with your psychology that works.
See, this sort of would happen. Mum would go in these little cycles, and that she'd lose a lot of weight and then just plateau. And no matter how many times I told her, I'm like, that's fine. You've got the eating under control now, but now you need to move your body. That's not going to happen now unless you start walking or swimming or something like that, because it's done the food thing's done its job. It's done all it can. Now you need to start exercising as well. But
the thing is, I've done every diet. I've been obese, clinically obese. I mean, I'm still heavy. I mean, a few trolls did say lately on lives, you've lost 5 stone, but you're still fat. And I'm like, clearly, yes, I still have another 3 stone to go. But do you know what? I couldn't have done this, and it's because the muscle food has got the psychology down for me. But I'm exercising. I'm walking 5 miles at least a day. You know what I mean? I'm doing squats. For a woman especially, do squats every day in life. You should do that, because that's when your arse goes to the back of your ankles. When you don't, you know what I mean? So there's I have S-band fitted, or what's an S-band?
Liquidized Big Macs.
Is that gastric band then?
Gastric band, and then
I know, but that's insane. I've got loads of friends that have got gastric bands, and they've told me, see, when I was really depressed and I was considering one and I was going to get one, and my pal says, do not do it, you're not in the frame of mind, and you'll cheat it, and you'll do all that to your insides, and it's not reversible, and you'll cheat it, and that's how we must
it's quite a fucking serious operation. It's not like we'll go in.
No, it's not something you can ever take away. No. And then you've got to go in and get your band tightened because you've stretched it and all that. No.
This is it. I reckon I'm about 13.5 stone, 14 stone, and people are like, oh, you don't look it. And I'm like, it's because I know what to wear. So I'm not going to wear a fucking crop top, am I? Or hot pants with my ass cheeks hanging out, because I know what to wear to cover my body. On the other side of that, you go 5 miles, 5 miles, 10,000 steps. Brilliant. So you've got obviously a dog. Go out for a dog walk. I've got 5 fucking dogs that don't like walking. So typical. 5 of them I've got, and not one of them wants to go for a walk.
I could walk my biggest dog, because she's a lab, 3 and 4 times a day, and she would still jump about. Where are you having a laugh? Fat, where you having? Well, I used to be fat. I'm being honest. I'm cheers for the. Is that Cerys? I hope you're talking about, because it's not me. Right, fat, where you having a laugh? Right, I don't know if it's. I think it might be you, Cerys, because I was definitely fat. That's not a laugh. You know what I mean? So, but I always like to be honest. I mean, I started in January. When I started with Cerys, your hairstyle. But I started in January at 22 stone 5.
Crikey!
I was. Oh,
hello.
So my friend tried to phone me there, but yeah. I've tried. I did that. I was 22 when I started. I was a size 24 in the waist. Do you know what I mean? I've only started in January. This is what now? April, May. I'm lost May, and I've lost 5 stone. Do you know what I mean? From January, just following that plan. But see, to be honest, I didn't need to think about it. But that's why you need to find your own thing. You need to find. Don't diss what everybody else is doing. Don't say, "Oh, shakes are bad for you," or "vegan this," or this that. Let people do what they want to do if it works for them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's it. I'm never going to give up. I eat McDonald's. I eat KFC. I'm never going to give up shit. Like, I love an onion ring. Macaroni cheese, my favourite jam. I'm never going to give up shit like that. There's no two ways. No,
I have one day off, but for me, it was health and that as well. And to be honest, I didn't feel attractive. So I was attracting the wrong energy. When you don't feel good about yourself, you attract the wrong energy. Do you know what I mean? And then when I eventually, my pal will be all right with this because we're still pals, but when I eventually kissed the lead singer of a band that drank Buckfast as his daily wine, I realised that I had to sort myself out. Do you know what I mean? I still love him. We're still friends. But he was like off the wall mental. I'm looking for somebody that likes spa days, wants to do yoga, wants to go to the Sammy Ling and do some meditation. I'm a bit misunderstood because of my comedy, you know what I mean? So people think I want...
say the other side of that. My sister's married to a bloke in the army, and she was very slim when they met, and he's constantly on at her to keep her weight off. Now that, I mean, to be fair, she does it. I mean, she's been doing like 4 fitness classes a day since in lockdown. But I could never start in a relationship like that because I couldn't mentally, I couldn't keep up with somebody telling me that I'm fat or I've put on weight, I need to exercise more. I couldn't do it.
See, the thing is, it was like a different psychological thing. My ex used to joke about, you'll never get somebody like me, I'm too good, you know, and, you know, he was a bit of a womanizer, he did cheat, everybody knows that, you know, and that pulled me down mentally, and that's how I put all the weight on, and then that's when I started my comedy to deal with it. Yeah. Me losing the weight is about me, because my friend is big and she's beautiful and she can dress it. I just don't like it. It's not, I used to be thin. So it's not me, it's not, but the thing is as well, I struggle with that whole thing of somebody putting on weight. I would never tell somebody to lose weight, never ever. However, this is going to sound terrible. When my ex put on weight, I wasn't attracted to him the same, because it wasn't who I, and I know a lot of people say, if you loved him and that, and I did love him, but he just wasn't one of those people that suited weight well. Do you know what I mean? I always had a bit of weight and he was fine with it, but he just did not suit it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's controversial in a relationship. You should never drag somebody down, but it's easy for people to say, well, if he loves you, he loves you, whether you are thin or fat or whatever. Nobody's saying anybody's loved, but if you get overweight and you don't like it, then you project that on other people and you feel down, and then they feel you, and some people just want you to lose weight personally to make you feel better. It's not always just about how they look. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. What I do like
that.
As much as I'm overweight, the one thing that never really changes is my legs. So people are always like, when they see my legs, like a pair of leggings or jeans, they're like, oh my God, you lost weight. I'm like, no, I haven't. That's my legs. The rest of me is still fat.
Let me see if I can show you mine, because I get dressed up to go to work today, right? Wait a minute. What a set!
We got a nice pair of legs between us. Look at these.
That's a great way to end it. You want your old joke back?
I always wear pants on these live streams. I'm not here in trousers. I'm just here in pants.
It's supposed to be called comfortable. Do you know what I mean? I put my big red boots on. Look.
You got fucking shoes on and everything.
I've been dressed up today to go to Tesco's for a pizza kit and a bit like that. But you know what? It's been a really good content night, and I've really enjoyed it. But I would like Cerys as one of those days where she was just like, right, that's it. So do you know what I mean? So we all have to send lots of love and loves in the comments for Cerys, so that she can go and read her books, recharge her mind, and move forward. I'm going to go and take my wig off backstage. But this has been the D Does Posh show with Cerys Nelmes. We'll see you next week, same time. See you then, guys. Bye.